Hey guys, welcome back to the WOD Doc. I am Dr. Tim Szymanski, and this is WOD Doc Tactical, a series of videos that focus on preparation, performance, and recovery as it pertains to tactical athlete and competitive shooter. Today, we are talking about this. Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump on here real quick and give a quick little demo of this right here. You know, I've talked about it a couple times in my dry fire book or ebook, the one that's coming out, and different portions of the training. You'll see it mentioned several times if you get the I Came Ready training programs. But it's something that whether or not you get any of those things, you should still pick up. I think it's an essential training device. It gives immediate feedback to your dry fire training, which I think is really, really important. Dry firing is awesome, but I'm a visual learner. So yes, we're honest with ourselves by saying our sights are lined up and I'm focused on my front sight and all that type of stuff. And my trigger squeeze is great. But unless I have something that's giving me immediate report, it's really tough to say whether or not they actually were good shots. And I think that this is the solution to those problems, okay? This is nothing more than a miniaturized laser pointer that they constructed in the size and caliber of your particular firearm. They make it for 9mm, which is what I run, 40, they make it in 223, they make it in 7.62, so just about every caliber that you can get it in. They even make it in shotguns, okay? I happen to use a company called Pink Rhino. It doesn't matter which ones you use. I think that they're all good and all relatively the same. Things that I would keep in mind is there's a couple bushings. There's one rubber bushing in the front and one rubber bushing in the back. And then there's this cap, this black cap that you see on the back. Hopefully you can get that into focus. These are the things that tend to wear out on these, right? So you don't have to throw it away if these things start to go bad. I would just go ahead and I would get an additional rubber bushing. Some of them come with these rubber bushings, some of them don't. I think they're technically rubber O-rings. In any case, when you get it, you're gonna have to take it apart. You can see like that crack right there. If you take that apart, I'm not gonna take it all the way apart. And there's 4 little batteries that go inside, okay? So as a troubleshooting thing, a lot of times when people get this, obviously make sure firearm is clear, right? Nothing in the magazine well, nothing in the breech. And then when you put it in, make sure that you slide. Ooh, if I can get it in there. Make sure that you, like, a lot of times people just put the laser cartridge in and then close the slide like that. I'm not going to suggest to do that. And the reason being is because sometimes that will there's a little bit of wiggle room within the breech and within those rubber bushings. So what I would do is I keep that slide open and I actually push my finger in and I drive that all the way down to make sure that it's fully seated. And a lot of times that's going to help your accuracy. Now don't be surprised if your point of impact isn't the same as your point of impact with your live ammunition. That's not necessarily a big problem. Well, as long as it's consistent, right? So if you're trying to get it perfect, one thing I would definitely suggest is do not sight in compared to this, because a lot of times your live ammo is different. Just make sure that you're hitting in a consistent place. If you find yourself to be way off to the left, way off to the right, up or down, what I would suggest you to do is I would take this out, and this one doesn't have it. Oh, maybe it does. No, this one doesn't have it because it's been good and it hasn't given me any troubles. But what I'll do is I'll put a line on it, like right up on top. If I have a pen, put like a line just so I know where it is. Okay, and I will rotate it. So if this is my 12 o'clock and it was far left, I would rotate it just a little bit when I placed it in. And a lot of times that has to do with the way that the rubber bushings wear out or the way that the laser isn't like perfectly placed into that cartridge housing. So again, sometimes you might have to twist it. Don't play with your sights, play with the cartridge. Take the cartridge out, twist it a little bit, and see if that changes your point of impact. I bet it will. Second, make sure that you push in all the way in with your finger, right? Before you go ahead and slam the slide shut. Also, one thing I didn't notice or didn't bring to your attention is that there's no way to take this out because it doesn't have the same ridges as a live cartridge does. So when you pull back, it's going to stay exactly where it is, right? That laser cartridge is going to stay exactly where it is, which is fine. It allows you to cycle and fire, right? The upsides to this is that it gives you that immediate report, right? So if you could see onto my hand, right? Downsides to this is that you have to still cycle the slide yourself each time. So, take it or leave it. I think that it's well worth I think they're like 35 or 40 bucks price tag. I think that immediate report gives you all that you need to make your dry fire shooting much, much more consistent and much more productive and objectively productive. And you'd see why with some of the stuff that I put out coming up in the future for the workouts of the week and everything else like that. So once again, this is the dry fire cartridge that I use. There's a million of them out there. And this one's particular is called Pink Rhino. Jump on Amazon or jump on my site. I have a link to everything that I use. It's in that gear portion of the site. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you found it useful. And if you did, make sure you share it and pass it along to other members in the community. It really does help the site. Guys, until next time, we're always here optimizing function to optimize performance.